Just when you thought it was safe to go back to grocery outlet, I returned, this time online, as your virtual coach. Good morning, everyone. This is your virtual coach, and today we are taking a road trip. This is a day where you should be very happy that you're not a member of my family, because this is what we do for fun. Today, we are going behind enemy lines. As you can see, I'm disguised in my red, white, and blue, the colors of Campo Lindo High School. Well, we've made it. We're here undercover at Hidden Valley Park in the city of Martinez. It's too bad Scott isn't here with us, because he could whip out Strava and we could play a quick round of Where's Teddy. Today, we're going to do a little bit of recon, and we are going to check out the course, and we'll be making some video of some of the crucial points of this course so we can all study prior to our race here at the Silas Invitational. I am standing here at the starting line of the Silas Invitational, and Owen's finger right there, that shows the spot where you will be cutting through to where everything narrows down. As you look backwards from the starting line, you see this big kind of tree, and probably about the best place to start is somewhere between where that tree is and where the baseball field infield begins. Okay, we're now 150 meters into the course. We're at the end of the field, and we're at the point where it narrows down. We've got an opening here that is maybe 15 meters, now it's more like 10 meters across. So it's important to get out and be near the lead, because this is the first pinch point of the course. Just about 5 meters beyond where it pinches down from 50 feet wide to maybe now it's going to be 10 feet wide. So here you have everyone in the race going from this wide field to this very narrow trail. Here we are about a third of a mile into the race. It's been flat, coming through the nice part of the park on concrete. Then we're going to make a left-hand turn, and we're going to go up the first significant hill of the course. And it's pretty steep, and I would say it is probably 70 meters long. Near the top of this first hill, there is some corruption in the course. There's rocks, and to the left here are some gnarly big stumps that stick out of the ground, roots. Really rough. It's like a single track, and to the left you can see where they've taken the tractor and just dissed it. I don't know if they're going to improve this before the race, but this is pretty gnarly. Now we're probably about a half mile in, and we have a downhill, and again it's narrow and kind of single tracky. So here we are a half mile in, less than a half mile in, and we're seeing single track. And it's going to be super important to get out and get a position established for this race. So now we're still like around the half mile point. We're, I don't know, maybe 100 meters beyond where we just showed that downhill, and this is still all flowing downhill, and this is heading us back toward the starting field before we go out and make the big loop around the perimeter of the park. So now we're heading back behind the school, and this is the part of the course where if you have been caught back, if you're going to move up, this is the time to do it. By this little pond and came across this bridge, then you're going to make a right-hand turn, and it's just like a really rocky spot. The line Owen's taking on the right really seems to be the smoothest, so if you can stay far right here, you're going to be best off as far as not busting your ankle off. And just after the gnarly rocks, you've got a pretty nice little climb. That nice wide road, good trail, but a nice little climb to make you wish you were not alive. So now we're up at the top of that little climb, and we're right around their mile mark. And Owen just made the comment that this is really not as bad as I remember. So really, probably the truth is that when you have oxygen available for your brain, you can see that this really isn't that hard throughout the first mile. But when you don't have oxygen, it looks a whole lot harder. Now, so far on this course, most of the time you've wanted to stay right, but here's a place where you're going to want to stay left, take the high side, and it's going to be just a little bit shorter of a line. So as you can see, we've kind of been coming out of a hole and it just continues to climb. It's not real steep, but it's just a long, gradual climb. Now we're at the top of the climb, and as you can see, there's a soccer field in front of us, and we're going to go to the right and get on a asphalt trail. And when you get to these restrooms, you've got about 1,000 meters left in this course. So after we've made it through the park, we come up on this little side road and just start running along the edge of the park. And this is really kind of like your last chance if you want to make up some ground before you get to the hill. The paved trail along the side road, and when you see this sign that says no unauthorized vehicles past this point, you have 1/2 mile left in the race. There's an opening between two bridges with 500 meters remaining in the race. And at this point, it does widen out a little bit. So if you're trapped behind someone who you haven't been comfortable passing on the bridge, here you've got about 10 meters where you can throw a little surge in and get by someone before you get onto the second bridge. So as you finish crossing the second bridge, we have a climb all the way from the bottom of the bridge clear up to the top of the hill. And basically let the games begin. This is where people will be broken, and a lot of people that get broken on this hill are never going to come back. So you've got to have your mind in the right position and just get your mind over matter and climb that hill. So there's a single track trail as you go up the hill. Yep, it widens out here just a little bit. And again, you're going to stay to the right, but when you get to the very crest of the hill, you're going to head to the left. We are at the top of the hill. I'm out of breath just walking up here. So as you get here to the crest, you're going to stay to the left, just like Owen is doing here. If you stay to the right, it's very rocky, but if you stay to the left, you can just cruise right on through. Hey, here I am at the bottom of the hill, and the finish line is right over there. I would estimate that this is about 400 meters from the finish line. So you're going to come down the hill, you're going to stay to the left, and you're going to make a sweeping left here onto this little single track trail. Trail is definite single track. It's been dissed on both sides, and unless they do some pretty serious prep work, at this point it's going to be really, really hard to pass people. Definitely when you come before the race, you need to check this out. At the bottom of the single track, there's another little hill just before you go back into the nice green grass of the park. We are now entering the grass portion of the final stretch, and even though you can't see the finish line, you can see a little girl up there, and just beyond her is where the finish line is. So here we are on the grass. You still can't see the finish line, and at this point last year, Ben Lawson was in second place, about a stride behind Teddy Buckley from Campo Lindo. And at this point, I thought there was no way that it was going to happen for Ben to win the race, but somehow, in a matter of about 3 steps, right about here, where you could start to see where the finish line was, Ben had a big jump and finished him off. So there's one more sidewalk to cross and a big field, and then to your right you'll have like the finish line corral, and right where Owen is standing there is the finish line of the 2-mile race. So now we've seen the course. Owen, what are your thoughts?
The hills are definitely not as bad as I remembered. Thinking back, being tired at the end of a race, or even in the middle of a race, they're a lot more scary when you're a little freshman and you've never seen a course before. But after running it a couple times and just walking it now, it's not near as bad as I thought.
So there it is, the Ed Silas Invitational 2-mile cross-country course. And a beautiful day for a Pew family outing, something that's fun for the entire family. So for now, this is your virtual coach, and people bugging him.